Abraham Maslow, the first thing that usually comes to mind is that famous pyramid of needs, right? A super useful map to understand what motivates us. But did you know that Maslow's legacy goes far beyond that pyramid? He left us a treasure trove of ideas about what it means to be human, about our highest potential, and how we can build a life with more meaning and fulfillment. Ready to go beyond the pyramid today? Abraham Maslow was one of the pioneers of humanistic psychology, a movement that emerged as an alternative to psychoanalysis, focused on the unconscious and trauma, and behaviorism, focused on observable behavior. Maslow was interested in the positive side of the human experience, our capacity to grow, to love, to be creative, and, most of all, to self-actualize. He didn't just want to understand what makes us sick, he wanted to understand what helps us thrive. And that's why his theories remain so relevant today. Theory 1, the famous and still important hierarchy of needs. Let's start at the beginning, of course. The hierarchy of needs is the pillar of Maslow's thinking. He organized our needs into levels, like a pyramid. At the base, physiological needs, breathing, eating, sleeping, the basics for survival. Without these, nothing else really matters. Next, safety needs, having a shelter, a job, health, feeling protected from danger. Stability is the key word here. In the middle, social needs, love and belonging. Friends, family, romantic relationships, being part of a group. We all need to feel connected and loved. Higher up, esteem needs, being respected by others, but also self-esteem, confidence in one's abilities, feeling competent. And at the top, self-actualization, the desire to become everything you're capable of being, to use your talents fully and live with purpose. How does this affect our lives? Simple. If a basic need isn't met, it tends to dominate our focus and motivation. It's hard to think about self-fulfillment when you're struggling to put food on the table. Understanding which step of the pyramid you're focused on helps identify what might be missing or blocking you from moving forward. Maslow shows us it's a progression, and all these needs are legitimate and important. Theory 2. Who are the self-actualized? Real-life superheroes. Maslow didn't stop at the pyramid. He asked, what are people like who reach the top, who become self-actualized? He studied individuals he considered psychologically healthy and highly functional, and he discovered some fascinating traits. Clear perception of reality. They see the world and themselves with fewer distortions. Acceptance. They accept themselves, others, and nature, with both flaws and virtues. Spontaneity and simplicity. They're more natural, authentic, less bound by rigid conventions. Focus on problems, not themselves. They often have a mission or higher cause that drives them. Autonomy. They're less dependent on others' approval, guided by their own values. And capacity for peak experiences, intense moments of joy, ecstasy, deep connection, or insight. How does this affect our lives? These characteristics aren't a checklist for an elite club. They're an invitation, a direction. They show us qualities we can cultivate to live a fuller and more authentic life. Recognizing and aspiring to them can inspire us to break out of routine and seek our own growth. Theory 3. Deficiency motivation versus growth motivation. Maslow also distinguished between types of motivation. The needs at the bottom of the pyramid, physiological, safety, social, esteem, are driven by deficiency motivation, D values. That is, we feel a lack, a void, and we're motivated to fill it. When we succeed, the tension fades. But self-actualization is driven by growth motivation, B values for being. Here we're not trying to fill a gap, we're trying to expand, to realize our potential, to live values like truth, beauty, justice, and uniqueness. This kind of motivation doesn't run out. On the contrary, the more we live it, the more we want it. How does this affect us? Understanding this difference helps us see whether we're mostly living to plug holes or to truly grow and flourish. Pursuing B values can bring a much deeper and longer-lasting kind of fulfillment. Theory 4, the fear of our own greatness, the Jonah complex. Here's one of Maslow's most intriguing ideas. We often fear our own success, our own greatness, our highest talents. Just like the prophet Jonah ran from his mission, we too can self-sabotage, running from the responsibilities that come with our full potential. How does this affect us? This fear can be a major obstacle to self-actualization. It makes us play small, avoid challenges, and settle for less than we're capable of. Recognizing this inner Jonah is the first step to facing it and having the courage to embrace our light. Maslow's legacy is a powerful invitation to look within and look upward. His theories offer a map to understand our needs, a mirror to reflect on the traits of a fulfilled life, a compass to distinguish our motivations, and a warning about the fears that keep us from shining. He reminded us that being human means having immense potential for growth, for goodness, and for the search for meaning. His ideas aren't just theories, they're tools to help us each build in our own way a life truly worth living. And you, which of Maslow's theories touched you the most or made you reflect on your own journey? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this deeper exploration of Maslow's legacy inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more reflections like this one. Wishing you strength and meaning on your path, and see you next time.